Welcome to Style Masterclass, the podcast that teaches women to look stylish and feel confident so that they can show up ready to conquer and slay no matter what size they are. I'm your host, Miss J. You ready?
This week, I want to talk to you about outfit repeat realness. Because I think sometimes when you see influencers online, stylists, celebrities, people you admire, they seem to have this sort of endless amount of outfits. So then you think, I should have an endless amount of outfits. And I've already worn this. They're going to see it again. And my answer to all of that is, so what? The most real thing is that you're going to repeat some outfits. You're going to wear the same tops. You're going to rock the same turban. You're going to wear the same dress, the same pair of pants. It's going to happen. What I don't want you to go into is that somehow or for some reason, it shouldn't be that way. For most of human history, it was considered extreme sign of wealth to have a change of garments. For most of human history, we didn't change our clothes with the frequency in which we change them now. We didn't have pajamas and then gym clothes and our work clothes and our play clothes and our doing the dishes clothes and then our gardening outfits. Like none of that happened. You had one set of clothes. You had one set of garments to cover your body with. That's why back in the day, and you've heard me say this, like it was surety for a loan to give someone your cloak. Like that was the collateral because that's how valuable it was. So if we think about this historically, in modern times, we've created this idea that we're required to have multiple changes of clothes or else. That we're required to keep our nice clothes super nice and in pristine condition. Or else we're going to get in trouble if we dirty them or ruin them. Does this sound familiar to all of you? For a lot of us, when we were little kids, our parents were on budgets. So the reality was we had to keep our school clothes or our good clothes, our church clothes nice. We had to keep them in good condition or else we'd get punished somehow. Some of us would actually be spanked. I'm not one of those. I used to cry if I got dirty and made my mother change my clothes. God bless her. But for a lot of us, we would actually get in trouble if we ruined our good clothes. So all these rules about clothes being good clothes, bad clothes, play clothes, gym clothes has created this whole idea that we need multiple changes of outfits a day or else we might get our good clothes dirty and then we'll get in trouble. But let's walk through that whole mindset because it's not serving most of you. And this has been a theme that has come up in a lot of my coaching sessions this week, which is why I'm bringing it here to y'all on the podcast. Number one, who's going to get you in trouble? I mean, y'all are grown-ups, right? I mean, for the majority, I'm assuming, grown-ass women are listening to this. You're not going to get in trouble. We can understand where that line of thinking came from, that you have to keep your good clothes good, your play clothes separate and apart from that, and you're going to get in trouble if you mess them up. We get where that thought process might have come from, but it's no longer your reality. You're grown up. You could potentially replace the clothing items. You could choose not to beat yourself up. Let's say if you get a little food splatter on one of your shirts. It's unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world, and you won't be punished. So walking back that framework, which is I'm going to get in trouble. I'm not allowed to, I'm not supposed to. Well, who says and who's going to punish you? Who's going to get you in trouble? Nobody. What actually is going to happen is you're going to think a series of thoughts that are probably not so nice. And you're the one who's doing the punishing. You're the one who's getting you in trouble. You're in charge. Let's also walk it back again. So the idea is you can't get your good clothes dirty. Well, yes, if your mom was still washing your clothes or somebody else was responsible for washing your garments for you, and it was this huge hassle for them to do this very nice thing for you, I could see why it would be really kind of a pain in the ass. to have you dirty your clothes so often because, gosh, you're totally inconveniencing your mom or someone else who was doing your laundry for you when you were younger. That's not the case anymore. Like either you're washing your clothes or you're taking them to the dry cleaner. But it's not this like intense, laborious, you're burdening someone because you happen to generate a lot of dirty clothes this week. But we get why you might have thought that, right? Again, when you were little, you were probably told, I can't be doing laundry all the time. You need to just wear your play clothes. Get out your good clothes. You only have one set of good clothes, right? Like, of course, of course. But now you're a grown up, presumptively does your own laundry, has means to have your clothing laundered. And it's not this huge inconvenience to some other human other than yourself. And then let's walk it back again, right? This whole line of thinking. Because the next line of thinking is, well, you can't mess up your good clothes because there's not sufficient funds to purchase more clothes if you ruin the good clothes. Which, again, when you're little, that makes sense. If you had multiple siblings and your parents were on a tight budget or there was no budget for clothes and you were shopping at the thrift store. So if you found something good, you had to maintain its good qualities for as long as you could. If you were in a hand-me-down system and your older sibling was required to take as good a care of these items as possible because eventually one day they would be yours, no wonder you have potentially this line of thinking where you're like, I have to keep my good clothes good or else there's not enough money to buy more. And for some of you, that might be the case. That might still be your reality today. But what I want to offer you here, if there's some line of thinking from when you were younger and it's still playing out today, particularly with regard to your clothes and what you're not allowed to do with them, that doesn't mean that we have to like put on all this extra stuff around us for fear that we might ruin the one good one, because that's how I see it playing out for some of my clients. So they have so much clothes that they don't even wear because they're so afraid of messing up the nice stuff. They have to have extras on hand. So that's how it's playing out today. Or I have some clients who are so afraid to buy nice things for fear of ruining them. And then I have some clients who actually work in, lines of work where their clothing actually gets dirty. They're working in a field, they're painting, they're doing different things to where like that is a reality that their clothes are going to get ruined. But then what's playing, so that record that they got when they were little that they were handed is like, ruin your nice clothes. There's not going to be money for more. Ruin your nice clothes. You're inconveniencing someone else. Ruin your nice clothes. There's not money to buy more. And those thoughts are still showing up today. So I want you to kind of evaluate for yourself what part of this script that you were handed when you were younger is still playing out today. And how are you compensating for it now as a grown up? Are you not allowing yourself to buy nice things? Are you being really mean to yourself? Should you get a little food splatter on your clothes? Are you buying extras times 10, times 100 to compensate for just in case you ruin one thing? Like, how is this playing out for you still today? Because there's so many women, for all humans, right? We're handed a set of like records to play when we're little, and we don't realize like those are still playing today. And we have to recognize where they're still showing up and what we're doing as a result of them. And I think clothes is a great way to bring this level of awareness out. It's like, what are all these rules you were handed about clothes that are still playing out today? And here's where we started that I want to leave you with. It's okay to sometimes repeat an outfit. That's for realsies. That's real. That's how most people for all of human history have operated. It's okay if sometimes you get a little splatter some places. That's what really amazing laundering products are for. It's okay that you played hard and got sweaty and kind of gross today. It's okay that you got a little paint splatter. It's okay. No one's here to punish you. You're not going to get in trouble. You get to decide now as a grown up what you want to make of all of this and whether you want to continue to have these records play or whether you want to just own, like, sometimes I'm going to repeat some outfits. Sometimes I'm going to get a little dirty. Sometimes it's going to look a little messy and a little imperfect. And that's all okay. Whether it's with regard to my clothes or some bigger area of my life. So fun. All right. This week's episode is over. Miss J out.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. To learn more about how to work with me, go to judithgaton.com. Click on the Start Here button to get access to my free personal style class. I give you a quick style win, a confidence boost, and you walk away with the tools to start getting stylish. Who doesn't love that? See you there. Miss J out.